to this program. And,
Good evening, Jethro.
yeah, good evening. How you all doing? Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Let's give a moment for our speaker to join us, or our host. So if you enjoyed yesterday's program and Tuesday, can you just put that in the chat box and tell us how excited you are before our host joins us shortly? Our host is here. I think she's here. She's joining. Hello, Ma, if you can hear me. Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you. I don't know about the rest.
Okay, hi everyone.
Hello, good evening, Haneefah. I can hear you loud and clear.
Great, good evening. How are you doing? Okay, so are we starting now?
Yes, we'll start now, but let me just give a little introduction about you before we go ahead.
Okay.
So, yeah, so good evening, everybody. You're welcome to day 4 of Penmen Bootcamp collaboration with Impressive for Good Castle. With us here, we have our host in person of Haneefah. She's the community manager at Impressive for Good. She's such an amazing person. I've had so many interactions with her, and she has lots of packages for us. Thank you so much, Haneefah, for honoring our invitation to join us. And she'll be talking on how to develop quality content as a writer. This is very essential for you in your journey because, like you said, content is king. And as you're developing or writing your content, you need to produce quality content. And Haneefah is somebody I know that produces quality content every day. I get her, I get her mails, I get messages. Like I was like, where did she school? I was like, did she school in Harvard?
Wow.
So Haneefah, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure the learners are excited to have you here. This is their 4th day in camp. Yesterday we talked about how to write technical article. On Tuesday we talked about getting started with technical writing, and your topic would cap it all. And I'm sure you have lots of stuff. We don't need any other training again after yours.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So I think you can take it from here. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. So let's do a quick introduction. Now that you know me, I'm Haneefah, and I want you to kind of like go into the comment section. Let me know what country you're from or what school, and if you receive my mails every Monday. I want to know how many people I speak to every Monday. So just, go into the chat box. Let me know your name. Hi, Miss San. Hi. From Nigeria. Okay, I'm from Nigeria as well. Well, you don't receive any of my mails. Oh, okay. Do sign up. Sign up on newsletters. I'm sure you're going to receive our mails. Hi, Moniolua. Do you receive my mails? Hello, Foba. Hello, Emmanuel Olubi from Unilag. Hello, Mubarak from Kano. Hello, Victor from Ibadan, Nigeria. Wow, so we've almost gone through all of Nigeria, remain the south. Hello, Sultan, reside in Oyo at the moment. All right. Hello, God first. Hello, Muhammad from Sokoto. Wow. Olato Kumba from Lagos. Nice to meet you. Hello, Lumide. Okay, so we have amazing people here. Thank you so much. Hello, Akim. I do receive your mail on a steady. Woo! I like that. Good first, you receive my mail. Thank you. And they're awesome. Oh, I appreciate that. Hello, Ebimbin. I hope I didn't butcher that name. Nice to meet you. From Abuja. Wow, okay. So we have a lot of people here and I'm excited to, get this started. So I'm going to try, sharing my screen now and let me know if you can see that. Hello, Olubigi, you don't receive my mails. Do sign up, reach out to the ambassador in charge and it's going to give you the link to sign up to newsletters. Hello, Marvelous from Ondo, Nigeria, and I definitely receive your mails, like 5 now. Woo! That's amazing. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen and let me know if you can see something. Okay, so let me know if you can see something.
Yeah, can see it.
Okay, thank you so much, Hakim.
Okay, we can see. I can see your screen.
Awesome. So today I'm going to be talking about developing quality content. And I made it super short, so I hope this really caps everything that you're expecting. So I know that you've also had, discussions around technical writing skills and all of that. So I didn't want to, come back here and talk about all what that you've learned. So now I just want to, cap it all, just like he said, capital and talk about how to develop quality content. And that made me realize that, writing to you every Monday is also, content or writing. I didn't think of that truly. But yeah, that's just to say that it doesn't matter what type of career you're in or what type of courses you're studying, you can develop quality content. You can basically learn anything. That's like my motto. So here we're going to be discussing developing quality content. And my name is Haneefah Abdurrahman Leki, and it's nice to meet you all. So today I had a rather interesting day, and I want to share that with you. So what happened today? Yeah. Today I woke up, did my normal morning routine, and then I went back to bed because I slept really, really late. I had a late night. So we've not had power for about over 24 hours. And for some reason, our backup generator kind of, went bad. So obviously there was no water and we needed to kind of figure out how to get water from downstairs, upstairs to the bathroom and all that. So I had to get a bucket, go downstairs, get water, bring it upstairs and then do what I needed to do before I start my, daily work. Thursdays are usually my less calls day. I have calls from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday I, relax, chill out, and then continue on Friday again. So today that was supposed to be my stress-free day. I had a very stressful morning/afternoon. So guess what happened? I went downstairs, got my bucket of water, and then I was coming, up the stairs. I was almost upstairs, just one step, and then the bucket broke. And it was a slightly large bucket. And then I had water going all the way from upstairs down to the stairs, down to the last floor. And I was home alone, thank God. There was nobody to, scream at me and all that. So it was really stressful, and I almost cried because I needed to do work. I haven't even had breakfast, right? So I had to get mops. I had to mop, the whole of that water, get rags, switch on the fan to make sure the the floors are dried, and I had to get another bucket of water, go downstairs, and then fetch another route because I still needed water, right? I still needed water in my bathroom, and that was what happened. And I was starting to get overwhelmed, right? I was starting to get frustrated. My stress-free day wasn't going as stress-free as I wanted. So, I texted a couple of my friends, people that, I could reach out to when I'm having difficult days, and, got a couple of, you'll be fine, just take a break, go have breakfast. And I even had a friend, that came over to kind of cheer me up and all that. It was really nice, and I started to feel good. And then, of course, I went on a very let me just show you, sweets and chocolates, I believe they make you happy. So I just went into that. But basically, yeah, that was what happened to me today. And it was an experience which goes to show that for you as a person, you can have a bad day or a good day and choose to tell the story, but it depends on you how you want to tell that story. Depends on you if you want to feel bad about it to the end of the day, or turn it into, a talk like I did today, right? So going into the next thing. So the next thing is to know the type of content you want to put out. That's the first step. And I'm sorry if you are feeling like you need to eat the fruits that is on the screen. That's the whole point. But yeah, you should know the type of content that you want to put out. That 1,000,001 different types of content, types of writing, even apart from writing, in terms of videos, in terms of articles or vlogs and stuff like that. But the first step is to know the type of content you want to put out. And I divided this content four into four major content buckets, right? So we have the actionable content. These are like the how-tos, how to write the book, how to bake a cake. Those are actionable contents. Then we have the analytical. Analyticals are those that kind of focus on explanations, meanings, how to define something, how to or ways to go about, those are like analytical. They kind of break things down into, simpler steps. Then we have aspirational of course, the aspire to perspire and aspire. These are the motivational types of writings, the motivational types of content. And then we have the anthropological. These are whys. This is where history falls under, where you see why is the bulb white, or why is the sky blue, where ask questions like that. But basically, these are the four major types of content. And it's advisable to, pick one or two contents out of this one and focus it at the time. You can choose any of all this content, but anyone could work for you. Motivational could be the one that you like to write about or that you like to focus on, and that's good. But it's not necessarily advisable to kind of write on all of them at once or at a time. So my advice to you is to pick one or two and focus on it. Say, for example, a month or 2 months. You can focus on how to's and analytical for a month or 2 months, and then the next few months you can also focus on aspirational or anthropological. Depends on you. It all boils down to what you want to write about and how you want to write them. And if you're in particular careers, you might not be able to choose, right? So for example, if you're a technical writer, you write more on actionable and analytical, right? How to code in Java, how to design with Figma. Those are, what falls under technical writing. So it, like I said, depends on you, depends on what you want to write about. And yeah, so those are like the major content buckets, and that would help guide how you want to write what you want to write. So which takes me to garbage in, garbage out. So garbage in, garbage out is basically taking in quality content is what will determine the type of content you deliver. So if you watch good movies, read good books, work with experienced people or people that are smart, you write good books, you deliver good content. So it's garbage in, garbage out. And let me tell you a quick story about this. So there's a psychologist. This psychologist invited 2 designers to come to his office to help him design a particular brief. But on their path, it puts, things like a picture of a tire or basically different things. So imagine just weather stuffs that the psychologist put on the way, on their path, and both designers, came through that path. And then when they got to his office, he gave them the same design brief, design this or design something. You would, they when they had the time, when they designed, you would realize when you see both design that. Okay, thank you. So you would see that both designers were, the designs that they created were similar. Why? Because they both saw the same things. They both passed through the same pathways, the same experience. That says that what you take in is what you take out, garbage in, garbage out, which is advisable that taking quality content, watch good movies, read good books, have good experiences, go out, play a lot. Don't be boring, right? So that would help you in making sure you create not just quality content, but unique content that are based on experience, that are different and interesting to read. Now, I'm sure you've gone through all this in your other classes. Writing is a skill. You have to learn how to write. There are rules, there are techniques, there are common practices to writing. So take courses. You could go on Coursera, go on different online courses, take introductory to writing courses. Better your language. If you're writing in English or Hausa or Yoruba, it doesn't matter the language. Learn your language better, write better. Also, another tip is to look at your favorite books, your favorite writers or movies or poetry. Go through their writing, study their work, study what they write, study how they write them. These are ways for you to also better yourself, to see the kind of skill and time or ways and resources that that would help in making your own writing better. So look at good writers around you, the writers that motivate you. Study their work. Also watch movies. Movies are written just visualized. Movies are they are written. Who has watched the recent King of Boys, the recent Nollywood movie that there's raving on social media now? It's a good movie, right? It's a very good movie compared to the normal Nollywood movies that we have. These are quality content. Once you push out quality content like that, everybody wants to see it. Everybody wants to write it. Does not mean that you should, write for everybody, but again, what you take in is what you put out. Read good books, work with good people, work with people that are better than you. Okay, so your life is your content. Your life is content. Just the way I kind of explained or told you the story about what happened to me today, same way that your life can be experiences that you share with people. So for example, if you were able to solve difficult problems, say you are trying to design in particular fonts or design, I don't know, all of those difficult design challenges that's going on our I4G 30 days of design. So let's say you were able to find simpler ways to be able to design those things. You could explain it, write it out, explain it in simpler terms for other people. And that's analytical, right? And that's your life experience. So writing about your life experience can be a good way to write quality content. You could also, if you're able to solve difficult problems in your studies or in your classes, that can be how-tos, that can be actionable content that you are able to write out and explain to other people. Writing about a tough time or a tough experience when you are able to overcome difficulties or improving the quality of your life, that's aspirational, that's motivational. Still your experience, still your content, right? So look at your life, look at what has happened or what is happening, and use that to create quality content. But if you're dramatic enough, you can write an autobiography. I mean, I don't know how many autobiographies you've read, but those things are hard. I mean, but then, like I said, your life is content. You have a beautiful life that you're living. Write about it, right? Write about what's going on in your life, write about what you're going through. A tip could be keeping a buddy, keeping a book. So I have, everywhere I go to, I always have a book, or it could also be your phone, but if you like to write, I mean, technically literally write with your pen. Keeping a book or a small jotter everywhere you go, and once you have that inspiration or something happened, you could always easily write them out, right? You could always easily jot it and go back and work on that content. So those are ways that you could that could help you in creating content, in creating quality content, and writing out experiences about your life. Quality content is readable content. I want you to read that again. Quality content is readable content. Even to be specific, or well, and in another way, quality content is watchable content. Quality content is shareable content. Basically, create what others can read, create what other people can watch, create what they can experience, create it like as if they're also experiencing something from your life. Also, keep it sweet and simple. Keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it readable. Make sure you are not using big words that one can't understand. Keep writing like as if you're writing to a 5-year-old. And that's basically how I write the newsletters every Monday. Write simple, write as if you're having conversations. But like I said earlier, writing is a skill. You learn it, better yourself, take courses, look at experiences of other writers, experiences of your favorite books and movies, and study them, right? Study them and try to implement them. Okay. Yeah. So a quick recap of what we've said so far. The first is to figure out the type of content you want to put out. Aspirational, analytical, anthropological, those are content buckets. You could also please go ahead to read more about the types of content, the types of content buckets that we have. Go through them, read them, and try to see which fits you more, which you like more, which has better experience, better shareable content for you. Also, get inspired by your life. You have an amazing, you're a living person, and every day you wake up is a good day. So get inspired by your life, get inspired by what you learn, get inspired by what you're going through, and then write it out, create quality content through it. Also learn how to write. It's important to go through the skills, the techniques. Don't just write like that, right? Once you will notice that if you read more or if you study more, you get to write better to people. You get to write better articles, better essays, and that's just good for yourself and good for the world. And finally, keep it simple. Keep it super simple. Keep it simpler, right? You don't want to make life difficult for everybody else. You don't want to write in big grammars or stuff like that. Make if you keep it simple, you will notice that your content gets shareable. Writing a Twitter, what's that? A Twitter. Wow, I can't believe I forgot that. But like a Twitter long stuff. But those content or Instagram carousels or articles or writing newsletters, keep it simple, keep it what everybody will be able to enjoy. And if you notice, a few months ago we weren't necessarily having a lot of traction, or now we are writing much better newsletters every Monday to our circle members, better than we did a few months ago. So those are it's basically everything here. Figure out the type of content you want, get inspired by your life, the way I try to share something about my life on our newsletters every Monday. Learn how to write, very important, and then keep it super simple. And that's it for me. If you have any questions, let me know.
Okay. Thank you, Haneefah, so much for that wonderful presentation. Yeah, we're so. It was really interesting, and I loved it. And it was, I love the way you said quality content is readable content. Like I say, content is king, and that was so nice of you.
Yeah.
So we would take questions and answers. Um, if you have any um, question, you can type in the chat box, or if you want to unmute yourself and talk, just do that. You can raise up your hand and raise your hand, and we would choose you.
Let me know if you have any questions. I want questions or comments, or should I ask questions?
Yeah, it's an interactive session, so I'm sure they have questions. Just get ready for that. Okay.
Sorry, what about the slides? Do we get to have a copy of the slides?
Oh, you want the slides? I'm shocked. Yes. Okay, sure. I'll share the slides with Jethro.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Amara. Hi, Amara. Do you receive my newsletters every Monday?
No, I don't. I don't think I'm subscribed.
Right. Okay. So do subscribe and let me know what you think about our newsletters.
Okay. What's the name of the? Is there a link that I can use to subscribe?
Yes, Jethro will share that. Right. Let me see if I can get access to the link here. I'll share the link once I'm able to.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem.
Okay, we have one question here. He says, I'm surprised you mentioned aspirational as regards technical writing.
Right. So technical writing basically falls under actionable and analytical. So how to's and meanings and explanation and ways to make to explain things better for people. That's what falls under technical writing. So for example, if you want to write about designing with Figma, it could be how to design with Figma, or you want to write about chat boxes. It could be 6 different ways to code a chat box better or stuff like that. So technical writing falls majorly on the actionable and analytical.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
We have another question here. It says, how much has your life experiences played into writing your newsletters, and how did you find your writing voice?
So the truth is, I haven't necessarily or really called myself a writer, right? So, but I do know that everybody in a way has some sort of writing skill in them. But I haven't called myself a writer yet. Or maybe I should start calling myself a writer now. But okay, well, in school, right? I prefer solving. I prefer mathematics to English. So I've always been a terrible writer. And that kind of made me learn how to write better, how to write compositions better, how to answer questions better. I prefer to speak, right? I prefer to talk compared to writing. And once I figured that out, I record myself talking, and then I write what I say, right? I transcribe what I say. So I guess that has puts the kind of experience that I have into writings. And my newsletter, at first I couldn't, to be frank, or to be truthful, at first the newsletters that I share are they at first they were just they were a collation of our team work, and then later I found out that I could pass my messages across. I just had that spark that why not just write about what I'm facing or what I think the community is facing and how it could be better for them, right? And that kind of went into newsletters. So I guess I'm still a writer in the making, yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. If you're joining us or you didn't get what we have been saying, we are taking Q&As right now.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes, sure, Amara, go ahead.
Okay. Basically, my question is about how personally I write. Okay, and both my job and writing for me has always been a strength. Maybe because my parent was a teacher, and she made me start writing even before I knew the importance. So for me, writing is a strength, but I have a particular style, which is I do better with let's say proposals, things that are relatively actionable, okay, and stuff like that. But recently, due to a volunteer kind of program that I got involved with in a coding community, they kind of wanted me to be involved in writing newsletters, of which I felt I've not done that before. I mean, it's a totally new stuff to me. If I'm explaining something, yes, like like actionable stuff, yes, that's okay. I can very well, Google and do whatever I have to do. But maybe because I have a bias that newsletters are mostly for sales purposes. Honestly, I'm going to be very frank about that. And so typically, I'm not very good at reading newsletters. I'm not very good, except I'm expecting a particular thing from there. You know, typically, I always feel like these people are just bugging my box and stuff like that. And right now, I'm kind of being made to, you know, write newsletters, and I'm really having a hard time catching on. So I just want to ask somebody who's kind of been introduced into that very field. And of course, I admit I know my bias about newsletters could also be working against me here, in all fairness. So I just want to know, because it's like some kind of transition for me, because honestly, it's a good skill. Forget my bias, it's a very, very necessary skill in the world of today, especially if you're going to be, at the forefront facing customers or whatever the situation will be. I'm just trying to ask, how can I easily transition from, writing actionable, technical writing to, something like newsletters that probably not explaining stuff like, oh, this is how you do this is how you do that, stuff like that. And I really don't know. It's kind of difficult for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a quick emergency right now. I need to go open the gates. So kindly give me like 2-3 minutes. Jethro, go ahead, like take more questions and I'll be right back. Right?
Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. She'll be right back. Apologies for that. If you want to talk when she's back, you can raise your hands. And if you want to type in the chat box, that will be fine. Yeah. So before she comes, again, we would like to thank everybody who has attended this meeting. We are so happy to have you guys here, and hope you guys are really benefiting from the events. Yeah. So if you have any questions for me or concerning the bootcamp, we'll take that after the session. And if the time is too much, then we'll take it to the Discord server. Yeah. So I'll be dropping the feedback link. So if for you to drop feedback concerning today's event. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
So hi, Amara, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so I want to ask you a few questions. What field is where you work?
Okay. First of all, let me give you a brief background about myself. I have worked in the civil service, which is where I would say I developed most of my writing skills, because 80-90% of what we do there is write. Every communication there is writing, and that's actually what has helped me, I admit. And but after that, I left the civil service for the private sector. Right now, I'm working as a product designer and as a product manager. So I do a whole lot of writing, I do a whole lot of code documentation and stuff like that. So I guess that's what I would say has really, really influenced my writing skills.
Mm-hmm. So that means there are other fields or other companies that are similar to where you're writing, or where you want to write newsletters for. I don't know if that makes sense.
I'm not sure I understand the question. Sorry.
So yeah. So for example, where I was driving to is there's this newsletter that I try to read every day. It's called The Hustle. And in that newsletter, you get interesting news about what's going on around the world in the tech field, things that sometimes that's some of the places I see news or get inspiration for the newsletters that I share every Monday. So the point is, if you could kind of look for similar companies or similar fields that also share newsletters, that they have much more experience in their newsletters, go through their newsletters, sign up, see a couple, and then try to see what is shareable from there, and then start to get inspiration from there, start to build up from there. It's one of the ways you see, like, what would your audience would like to see? What would they like to read, right? And when you see similar content, that would help give you content buckets or give you content ideas and you start to build from there until you make it more personalized. Because of course, everybody wants the newsletters to be personalized, learns that the hard way. But basically, yeah, somebody has done what you've done before, right? A lot of people has sent out newsletters to the same field that you are. So go through their newsletters, go through newsletters that is similar to what you do, even like any newsletter actually, and I start to pick up inspiration from there. I start to build out how you want to write to your people, then start to make it personalized. It's a work in progress, of course, it's difficult, but I think it's doable. Like that's 100% very doable. I don't know if that answers your question.
Well, that's actually quite a good tip. I think that will help a lot because, yeah, it should.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amara.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Amara, for that question. I don't know, Mohammed Aliu posted something in the chat box.
Okay.
He said maybe you write what you would. I don't know, Mohammed, are you addressing it to Amara's question or you are asking a question? If you're asking a question, can you tell us, or you're addressing Amara's question? So if you have a question for today's session, you can type it in the chat box. We are having a Q&A session right now. Yeah, ask your question, whatever confusion you're having, or you have any comments. Okay, we have Akim. Akim, you can talk now.
Okay. Hi, Akim, go ahead.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed this session. So my question is that before, like formally, when I started out in tech, I was a blogger. So I had a blog where I used to post articles, and that was me being creative. But later on, I went on to monetize it. Then I had people working with them, so I passed it on to them. So when I noticed that writing is something like blogging, let me say blogging, it takes a lot of time, a lot of planning. So I noticed that I was clashing with my work, and I wanted to improve in tech. So I had to put it by the side, but I had people still running it for me. So now my question is now that I don't know how to get back into that space, as in the creative space, because it's been a while I left it. But the only thing I do right now that I just review and I read what they post there. I just make comments. So now getting back into that space, as in trying to be creative. I don't know how I want to do it. Yeah. But for the technical, since I do something based, like software engineering is mainly technical. So I know that could still be, but still getting that inspiration and drive that I be creative, like what I was. And then people comment me because I used to send my work to people before I haven't gone to post it that what is all these? Because I have some seniors and I have people that like I look up to in the industry. So that was it. So now I don't know, maybe there are ways you can recommend to me. Maybe there are books or maybe movies or maybe something that will inspire you and profit, or I could still go on and own that skills. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. So I like to ask question back just to kind of get into your headspace. So you were a programmer and you were a blogger before you became a programmer, right? And now you had
I was blogging too and I was coding, but like was more of writing.
Okay. So when you were blogging, what did you used to blog about? What do you write about?
Okay, I blog about just experience and sometimes news. Sometimes I could blog on something that is trending, maybe is a topic or maybe those policies. It could be any, like I didn't have like I didn't have like a specific topic then. I used to just sample things around. And and I used to get feedback from my readers that what they want to talk about. Then I go and do my research. Then I go on.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Have you ever had to explain a difficult concept in terms of programming for a newbie or for somebody else?
Yes, I do. So sometimes I get DMs that someone referred me to you, this and that. But it's not majorly just typing, and I could now attach a resource, maybe online resource if I'm going to read or a video they can check out. It's not as if me doing
the right Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're trying to look for inspiration to write about what you do, right?
About writing, like in the creative aspect now, like going back into that field, because I believe those skills now they are being rust, they are rust, they have gone. It's been a long time sincerely. So I'm trying to like get my feet back there and stay, like step and stand my ground, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so first and foremost, it's fine when if you fall out of a particular skill that you're doing or a particular program that you're doing. It's fine if you fall out. Yeah. So don't feel bad about it. That's the first one. Now there are about two ways that you can kind of go back into the creative space or creative headspace. Don't force it, right? Don't still the same thing. Don't feel bad about it. Don't force it. But those explanations that you give to people, questions that people ask you about, those are content already, right? Those are analytical content. How to, I don't know, code this thing in a better way. It's not compulsory. It has to be super long, or be like 1,000,001 words. It could just be 3 steps. Do this, do this, do this, and that's it. Like I said, keep it simple. That's a content already. That's an article already. That's a blog. That's a shareable content on Instagram. That's a shareable content on Twitter, right? The Twitter thread. Yeah, thank you guys. So yeah, basically that's a creative something. That's a something that you could also always write about. If this week you had 3 people come to you to explain something to them, those are 3 different contents, right? Write about those 3 different contents, and it doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be something hard. It could be what everybody knows already, but it's to you. It could be that you explain it in a different way that is more simpler. That's content. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Then another thing is if you have a favorite writer or a favorite movie or somebody that you look up to, and they also dish out content, they also share content, go through what they share, read it, study it, see how they do it, and try to replicate that. So those are like 2 ways that you could put yourself in the creative space. There's also the piggy hacker of do yoga or do 10 minutes of breathing in and breathing out and all that. They work for real. One thing that helped me today was when I had my friend come over, helped me with a little bit of work that I was doing. Then I went into another room and I screamed my head off, like literally screamed, well, into a pillow so it doesn't look like something was going on in the house. So I screamed, and then I just sat down, did nothing, closed my eyes for like 10 minutes, breathing in and breathing out, just be in the present. And then I was calm afterwards. For real, it really worked. So those are small little ways that we often kind of put our nose that, right? Those are like little ways that could really, really help you to put yourself in that creative space, to be present and to know that whatever it is that you're doing for other people, you're helping other people. Once you are making the world a better place, I salute you. It doesn't matter how little.
Okay, thank you. I do appreciate that.
Thank you, Hakim.
All right, thank you, Hakim, for that wonderful question. We have another question here from he says, question for someone like me, that's him, who writes inspirations in quotes comes, and I also scrabble a lot of ideas down, but to put them into a complete content, I haven't been able to do that. Is there any advice for me? So what he's asking is, he usually have ideas come to him, but he's not able to um, construct a complete content.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good that you write a lot and scribble out things that comes to you. That's like one of the first step into writing, right? So okay, I'll be marvelous, right? Can I ask you a question? Are you fine with switching on your microphone?
Yes, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so what type of content do you like to write? Actionable, analytical, motivational?
For now, I think analytical actually works for me. I'm a machine learning engineer in code, so
Okay.
I like to just give out just the details about things. I like that as well.
Okay. So how long, well, in those things that you write, that you scribble out, are they more of motivational or analytical?
Well, I would think they're analytical because most of the time when they come, is that I have a problem with them. Let's say what's it called? A library, then I'll just find a way to explain it better to myself, and then it comes like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, like I said, it's good that you write out what you do. I think the next step is to kind of collate what you've done so far, things that are similar, right? Something like if you wrote about, trying to remember, give an example. Okay, so if you wrote about mathematics, you had an idea about mathematics, and then you had an idea about physics, and then the next day, the idea you had is similar to mathematics. That kind of breakdown. So you have mathematics together, you have physics together, and that way you're able to kind of collate those that are similar or those that look alike, and from there you're starting to make it whole. Does that make sense? Am I getting the idea right?
Yeah, you get it right actually.
Okay. So also try not to get attached to one idea, right? Try not to make one idea perfect before you move on to the next. If you have different scribbles that you've written out, and one seems to be, oh my God, this would be good, but then it's not complete yet, and you have something else that's complete, go ahead to focus on the one that's complete, make it complete, push it out before you go back to the other one, right? So try not to stick to one idea. I want this one to be complete before I move on to the next. If it's not working, you can always take a break and then work on something else.
Yes, that will work. That will work.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for the time. Thank you very much for the ideas. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Alabi, for that wonderful question.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. For someone that does not like writing, so and person also also interested in being a technical writer. So how does the person go about it, like to be a technical writer, and the person does not like writing? I mean, she easily get tired or
Yeah, that's me. You're asking me how to solve my own problem. Okay, but I guess what has helped me so far is my job, right? So work. If I don't write it, I'll probably get fired, I guess. So I guess you have to kind of look for what will push you into writing, and try to make it into a habit. So at Ingressive for Good, it's up to me as the program coordinator and community manager to decide how many times I want to write to my community members. I can say once in a month, and that's fine, right? Or I can say once in a year. But will that show community or show that I'm interested in my community members? No. Once in a month is too much because the time frame is too long, because my community members will probably forget about Ingressive for Good or I for the Circle. So I decided on once a week. And trust me, I do not like writing. I have an assignment, a personal assignment due in about 24 hours, and I do not know what to write yet, right? But I do know that I have to get it done. So there has to be something that will push you into writing, and you have to stick to it. You can also create a habit. You can do that by, say, every say every day or every week, you're going to dedicate one hour to writing about anything. Write about how your day went, or about how to solve something, about how to bake a cake, or something that you like doing. Dedicate 1 hour, few hours every week to write. And then that way you're starting to build your own writing technique, your own way of writing. And don't forget that you also have to learn the skills, the common practices on how to write good and write better. So that would kind of help place you in writing and in being a quality writer. So it doesn't matter if you do not like writing, you can teach yourself to like writing. Yeah, I like to believe there's nothing in this world that you can't do or you can't learn how to do. Just make it into a habit.
Thank you, Haneefah, for that wonderful response.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for that. What about maybe someone, okay, maybe I have an idea of what, or I have maybe a topic in mind to write about, but how to like come up with the idea of start writing, as in how to start the write up itself. So in such a way that it's going to be captivating and it's going to attract those that want to read. I think it's also a problem.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have any anything to say on that.
Yeah. I think it also goes back to, it doesn't have to be perfect at first, right? It doesn't have to be that your first sentence or your first paragraph has to be perfect, has to be captivating. If you are focused on that, you won't ever write. Trust me on that. So sometimes if it is that it's the body or the last paragraph that you write first, write it. And then you start to build from there. Reread it and then go back and write again. Reread it and then add more or remove more, right? But do not wait until the first paragraph is perfect. If you want to write about how to bake a cake, it could be, and then I served the cake with a cup of juice, but I made the cake using chocolates and, I don't know, milk and flour. That's probably not the first statement that you would write when you're done writing or when you're done ready to, push out that content. But you're able to already start something. You're already able to put something on paper, and that would help, making sure that you're not stuck on the first paragraph or stuck on the first sentence. A lot of people make that mistake, right? So don't get stuck on the first paragraph or on the first sentence. It's not compulsory, it has to be perfect. Go ahead, just write whatever it is that comes to mind, and then it starts to build out from there. Does that make sense, Fauzia?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your questions. I think we'll just take one more question or two and wrap it up because we have spent about an hour in this session.
Okay, so one last question.
One last question.
I guess that will be me again. I'm sorry. So, okay. You mentioned autobiography. So I want to know. Hello, please can you see me?
Okay, you can repeat your question. You were breaking up for a while.
Okay, I said I saw autobiography in one of your slides. So now let's look at it from this perspective. Personal statement and autobiography, are they actually the same thing? Because I think personal statement, when you're writing it for maybe all these scholarship or these fully funded programs, you get to like introduce yourself, talk about your experience. Yes. Are they actually the same thing?
Okay, so I'm not sure I know the intricacies of all this, but what I do know is the autobiographies that I have seen so far are usually this year big, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So they're very bulky. So they're usually about somebody's life, from beginning to where that person is right now. So personal statement could be the stepping stone towards writing your autobiography. Yeah, I think that should be it. So writing about your life in such that small article or for scholarships and stuff could be the stepping stone into writing a fully blown out autobiography. Of course. And if you want to write an autobiography, please go for it. That would be really cool, and I would love to read it.
Okay. Thank you, Haneefah, for that response. I think let's just take one person who haven't asked the question before. And if you've asked the question before, we won't take your question, please. Yeah, for the benefit of others. So we take one more
Okay,
person.
one last question.
One last question for somebody who haven't asked the question before. Okay, anybody? Type in the chat box before she leaves. Ask your question now because you won't be able to ask her questions in the mail.
Okay, I think in absence of any question, please share what you've learned today with other people. I like to make sure that you just don't listen to it alone. You can also try to write about your experience, if you asked me a question, the answer that you got from me, what you learned from it. Try to also share with other people. Talk about it, and that's one of the best ways to grow, right? So basically pass the message across. And also, if you want to reach out to me, how do I share this? Okay, so here's my handle across all social media, I guess. So just share that. Reach out to me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm always happy to listen to you and hear your question and answer them. Or just any comments or anything that you want to share with me.
Okay, thank you so much, Haneefah, for coming over to talk about how to develop quality content as a writer. We are so happy to have you. It was really an interesting and interactive session, and I'm sure everybody have something to say after this and or something to pass on. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see more of you in the future. Thank you so much.
No worries. I'm always here. Thank you so much for having me. Have a nice day, everybody.
Yeah, so you can follow
Bye.
me on social media for any.
Bye.
So just you can type something in the chat box, tell her hi, I mean thank you, or um, tell us how happy you are for how to impact to this wonderful uh, teacher. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining today's session. I think with this, we've come to the end of this interactive and wonderful event. If you have any question aside the presentation or concerning the bootcamp, you can ask me. I'll be here for about 5 minutes to for Q&A concerning the bootcamp or any difficulties you're having. And don't forget to submit your topic submission. The deadline is Sunday, 11:59 p.m. And we'll be closing down the links. And we have shared groups for mentees and mentors. You can go to the group info channel. You would see images there, grouping. Search for your name, check, go to the appropriate channel, and please read the assignment submission instruction. It's very important because we won't accept invalid submission. Please do that. And again, say hi to your mentors. If you're having issues concerning selecting topics, you can reach out to your mentors. If your mentors aren't responding, you can reach out to me. That's where you have your mentors there. and I'm sure they are happy to meet you guys. Yeah, so please and please, let's try to obey the rules and regulation of the camp, and let's have a good time with each other, and we hope to enjoy our stay. Yeah. So if you have any questions, you can type in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself to talk. I'll be here for, let's say, 3 minutes. Any question? Can you guys hear me? I want to be sure because. Hello?
Yes,
Okay,
from
thank
here
you.
I can hear you clearly.
Thank you
So
so much.
thank you for your concern about this program. I really appreciate all what you have been doing. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I really appreciate
You're
from here.
welcome.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you. All right. So tomorrow we'll be having our event. Tomorrow timing will be different. Tomorrow's event is by 8 p.m. We want everybody want to try a new timing out. Tomorrow our event will be by 8 p.m. Tomorrow's event will be on how to will be on technical writing resources and materials. Yeah. So tomorrow's event is by 8 p.m. Please note 8 p.m. Yeah. So if you please fill our feedback form, we would love to hear your feedback concerning all the sessions and the events and the bootcamp in a whole. Yeah. So fill the feedback form. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now. Yeah. Okay. Just to let you know, the event have ended or the session has ended. We are taking Q&A concerning the bootcamp right now. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I can see some comments in the chat box. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure Haneefah was so happy to have you guys. So in the absence of any other questions or comments, I would end the meeting right now. Yeah, thank you, Akin. Yeah, thank you. So I'll be ending the meeting right now. Please and please, your assignment, the deadline is Sunday, 11:59 p.m. You're submitting 3 topics. I repeat, 3 topics, tech article. Some people met me and they said they are not familiar with technical writing and all. So you can write something tech related. You can write like how to, or not really how to, you can just write about a software you use or how you use the software. It mustn't be a thorough programming or how to build a web app that is, yeah. But if you can do that, that would be nice. Yeah, because that would also help you. Uh, I'll give you a visibility on the web. Yeah, I'll ask Haneefah for the Haneefah will send me the link to the slide. Don't worry about that. That will be dropped on the topic of the day channel in Discord. Okay. Robo to want to talk. My co-founder wants to say something. You can talk. Okay, you're welcome. I will send this link to the slide. Okay, go on. We can hear you. I think he's having network issues.
Please,
Can you?
hello,
Your network is breaking. Yeah.
hello.
Yes, we can hear
Are you
you.
hearing me?
Yeah, but
Yes, I say you found that you found out so much about the assignment and topic submission. When you look at the group, you see a huge number. Yeah, mentees to mentors, or to just two mentors. That's a huge work. And most of these people that the mentors are technical writers, so
Cannot
they
hear
are
you.
so they don't have so
We cannot hear you very
hello.
much. We cannot hear you very well. It's breaking.
Well, I
Can
think
you?
I'll drop what I have to say in the
Yeah.